Hi guys, EX20 here doing another review, but this time we're going back in time to when PlayStation 1 was only new to review a game called Rise 2 Resurrection. So is this game good, or is it going to straight in the bin? Let's find out. Oh, and by the way, that music's freaking epic. Now, before we actually get in the review, I always give a brief history of its predecessor, which is Rise of the Robots. And good boy does this game suck. It was classified one of the worst fighting games ever. That's a big thing for a game. And yet this thing was advertised like a freaking movie. And yet they had a trailer, right, that actually said this.
It's the first combat game to use artificial intelligence for advanced fighter complexity. Opponents actually learn from their mistakes and read your moves, making strategic decisions down to the last microsecond.
Advanced AI? All you need to do is kick them in the corner and beat them to death. It's that easy to win. And yet the game was really bad. So the sequel, has it got enough to top the original? So why don't we find out and go in the review now. Yahoo! Or whatever. The gameplay for this game, let's just say it's far superior to the last one you saw. But it still has problems. First off, the controls are really hard to use, especially when doing super moves. And even the instruction book, believe it or not, doesn't actually tell you the super moves. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't actually tell you. How dumb is that? So how the hell are you supposed to do a super move if you have no idea how to do it? Most of the time you just pull one off and not even know how the hell you did that. And you have to do it again and again and you'll still never figure it out. Also, the AI has been actually improved a fair bit, to the point they become irritating. Even putting this on the lowest difficulty, they will still beat you up. For the rest of the review, I played this on 20 difficulty, and it was hard as hell. The character I used to beat the game was called Crusher, and I can tell you, it is a really hard game to beat. Also, another point I forgot to mention, you have 18 characters plus 3 sub-bosses. 18 characters to choose from, and that's also a cool mode. When you select a character, if you push down and up on the D-pad, you can change the color to whatever your liking is. That's a nice feature. So we've talked about the gameplay, now let's talk about the story of the game, if you call it a story. Basically, the game doesn't even tell you the story, it tells you on the back of the cover, so I'm gonna read it right now. It is the age of killer machines. You are armed for warfare. Heavy mounted freezer lasers, plasma dispensers, energy ground spikes, and much more. You must defeat the supervisor in over 30 awesome levels and awesome combos. Are you ready to take on the supervisor? That's actually the big bad guy, by the way, called the supervisor. But technically a supervisor means someone that helps you, so that's kind of a weak name for a big bad guy, or bad girl, because it's actually a female. Yes, it's a bitch. And basically, this is how the campaign works in the story mode. You fight 18 enemies. I am not joking, 18. Usually in fighting games you get 6 or 5 stages, but 18 plus 3 sub-bosses? It took me an hour just to beat that. And at the end, you fight Supervisor. She's quite cheap when she does the slash attack, but after you beat her, your robot celebrates in a cool pose, the factory blows up, and you're given this end message. And you don't get anything after you beat it. You don't get the sub-bosses, you don't get nothing. You just get a scoreboard. That is weak. That is really lame. And that is the story, folks. That's it. So yeah, the story absolutely sucks. The music in this game, this is where the game shines, because the music in this game kicks butt. Especially this.
I feel a hunger, baby, inside, but feels no shame. Lord, I have to, Lord, I need to win this wicked game. Step to me. Calling out the table, the rubbing out. Time is up for cycle, you never get out. Calling out the table, to wipe you out. Time is up for cycle, gonna put your light out. I'm on the table, never get out.
And by the way, you can rip the music off the game and have it on for yourself, and it's pretty damn epic win. So the music is awesome. Okay, now overall and the score. Overall, it's better than its predecessor, but it does have a rubbish storyline, controls are a bit sluggish, and the AI can be really bitchy. But overall, it's a decent game. So here's the score. Out of 10 out of 10, I give this a 6 out of 10. If it was the first game, I would give that a nothing because that game absolutely sucks. But this game is decent, so you want a decent fighting robot game, try this one. It's not perfect, and it may make you scream and rage and anger if you lose at the last point after 18 rounds, my ad, plus bosses. But yeah, it's decent. So guys, see you later, and I'll leave you with an epic kill.
Rook wins.
Teabag kill for the win?